being a 10-year-old without a mother is very challenging, especially when Judaism is very much an orally transmitted religion, culture, background, everything, and the mom really provides a lot of that membership. So in some ways, when I was 10, I remember really that was probably the first time I even questioned why God did this to me, or why weren't you there for me, God, or, a lot of feelings of, being betrayed by God. When I think about all my journeys into different cities, communities, shuls, kibbutz in Israel, seminary in Israel, eco-Jewish farm in Connecticut, co-ops, just anything I've ever done, it's a lot of times been about regaining that connection to God, or regaining the trust in God, having lost my mom. And so now I'm in my third decade, and I feel very connected to my Judaism, and very connected to this Mother Earth vision thing. And I got to host this Motherless Day at the TheG-dProject. My intention was to invite other folks who had also were missing their mom, and who wanted to be garden at a Jewish garden on Mother's Day on a beautiful day in Chicago. And that was I felt like there was then this effort towards rebuilding this trust for God, and feeling that God was there for me, and feeling it very deeply.
I know for me personally, the question that you asked, and I can't remember the exact wording, is when did you feel that there was, or know for certain that there was a God? I lost my father about 4 years ago. He was sick with cancer for almost 8 years. And so it was a gradual process of him becoming more and more ill. And I was with him actually when he died. The experience that I had, I have a really hard time just explaining it, because it kind of sounds hokey, and it almost sounds like something you'd see on a made-for-TV movie or something. But my father was in intensive care, and he couldn't breathe on his own. He had a machine doing it for him, and it was obvious at that point that he was going to pass away. And I was alone in the room with my father, and he was holding my hand, and he couldn't speak. And he was sedated so he wouldn't rip the stuff off of him. But he was conscious, and he could squeeze my hand to answer questions. He had been sick for almost 8 years, and I said, if you're tired of being in pain, and you're tired of being sick all the time, and you just want to go and be with Hashem, go and be with Hashem. I'm like, we're all grown, your kids are grown, you did your job. If you don't want to fight anymore, don't hold on to this for us. And my father squeezed my hand, and I felt him leave. The same way you can, if I got up and left this room, you can feel my presence leave, and I'm no longer in here. That's what I felt. And so I got up, and I went out into the waiting room, and my brother was talking with one of my cousins. And as I'm waiting for him to finish his conversation, I hear over the intercom them call a code blue, and I knew it was for my father. So I grabbed my brother, and we went back in there, and he passed away. That experience, I don't know if it made me completely confident in the existence of a God per se, but it made me completely confident in the existence of some type of spiritual dimension to ourselves as human beings, that we're not just this, physical, tangible person, but there's another person, a soul that's within us that leaves and goes someplace else. Really, it was that experience that made me, start seeking after more spirituality, and it made me confident that there is something else.